Hello, guys, and welcome back to Rush Racing League. Sorry about the big delay, obviously, not what we wanted. Comms couldn't get in. I tried to get in to help out with the comms, and the lobby was locked. So, we're all back to action now. We'll be going straight back into the race off the quality order. So, we'll have a couple of seconds here to chat about that. I'll let Plugger run quickly about qualifying because he was in the lobby. I didn't get to see much of that. So. Just
Thanks, Tito.
recap a little bit
Yes.
of the top five or whatever you can remember, mate. You would have the grid in front of you, I'd say.
Yeah. Surprisingly, well, the big upset really, I guess, is that the championship leader ended up in P2. Firstly, I hope everyone can hear me because I was having issues too. So let me know in stream if you can. But Niall is in the Red Bull. He's got P1 here. So Niall from Alpha Gully. The two Williams boys reserving up from Division 2 would be happy there, Dito. P3, sorry, and P4. We've got Chandler's in P5. Kauki made it through to P6 and
Yeah,
Yuki P7.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
we're lining up here with some red lights, so we'll take it away, Dito.
Yeah, and away we go. And it's a fresh start here, but here we go. Everyone's off on a clean start, trying to get the tyres up. Still leading also made contact there, so I'm going to quickly get some of these telemetries up there. I am not sure
Yeah, I missed it as well. I just looking back here though, and we've got some damaged cars. So the kick of Lexi has lost the left-hand side of the wing. We've just got some game sound issues there, Dito, if you wouldn't mind checking that. But yeah, while you're doing that, I'll try and find out what's happened. Kauki has pushed down the back of the grid, so I'm just looking at the detail here of positions lost. G-Force Nick is down 4 positions, but no damage visible. Kauki is down 7 positions, but again, no damage visible. So hopefully they can make up their positions. Jono is down 3 as well, and Clunky Boy unfortunately is out. Screen is black with because Dito is fixing the sound. So no worries there, guys. Won't be too long there. But yeah, we're under virtual safety car here. So Chandler's up 1, Shifty down 1. The rest are up a couple of positions. Riderbomb up 5. He's the big mover there.
should be
Tyres
all
wise,
fixed now. If everyone could just confirm that you can hear me better.
we've got green flag racing here, and Niall is leading us away again. G-Force Nick, the only one that's on the hard tyre. The rest of us are all on mediums. So Niall pushes through the first corner, leading Alpha Gully from Lamb and Chandler's.
Yeah, interesting, mate. Everyone's starting on the medium except for G-Force on the hards. One retirement, unfortunately, for Clunky Boy. Not sure quite what happened there at the start, but it may have been... It may have even been contact with his teammate. I mean, I did see Jono actually lose a bit of control there too, so we'll have to wait and see what happens after the race. But everyone else very close together, and the DRS obviously starting now to kick in. And the DRS games and trains starting. McLaren of Steg, just got passed by Nail. And it looks like he's going to come back at him and get the move.
Yeah,
done.
the DRS here is quite strong. They've got the double zone there, but separate detections. So often what you see is down the big straight, one car will pass, and then at the next straight, the other comes back through if they've got the exit speed. So we'll see how the DRS swapping goes, but it's a big train all the way down to P14. Jono is the only car that's outside of that DRS that's in this pack, and then of course we've got Lexi, who has pitted and replaced that front wing. So it was obviously too bad to continue. Interestingly, they've gone on to another set of mediums. So I thought maybe they could have taken a set of hards to the end there, but maybe, I guess, 29 laps or 28 laps around here is going to be a struggle. And now with a safety car, if it happens in the next 5 or 6 laps, he can get off those mediums and catch back up to the grid on the same tyres. Thoughts, Dito? Do you reckon the hard switch would have made it from here?
Uh, I would say so. I mean, the hards can pretty much get to the end on most tracks, whether or not it's a struggle more than some. But I don't know, mate. It's a long race to go, 29 laps. Obviously, only lap 3. A lot can happen. Safety cars can change it. Just looking at change for the lead again. And Nail gets the move done. These guys are going to go out at all race, I believe. But yeah, It's interesting, mate, and I was just about to touch on that. As Hennessy said, there's actually a lot of Div 2 drivers up tonight, uh, doing very well so far. We'll run through a little bit with that. Obviously, Lamb in P3 is a Div 2 driver, is reserving up tonight for myself. Shifty reserving up as well in P6. Watanabe, the Aston Martin TP down in P8, currently doing really well, sticking on this DRS pack, reserving up. I think Ryder Bomb reserving up for Red Bull today too. JDI is
Yep.
reserving
Steve
up.
too.
And I think that's it. So, Aiden is Raiden. Sorry.
Aiden, yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden
So a
as
lot
well.
of guys doing helping out their teams reserving up tonight. Just because of obviously Div 1 being a difficult division at the moment. 16 on the grid tonight. Good to see. Obviously only one DNF, unfortunately, but. Who is your eye on at the moment, Plugger? I mean, there's a bit of a train going on with a little bit of gap between Ryder and Watanabe, but interesting here, Niall and Steg going toe-to-toe here, but the rest of the guys not letting them out of their sight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle up front between those two. I'm just looking through ERS levels, and Niall's got 80% here, so he'll be looking to push back past, I would assume, on this second DRS straight here. But Yuki's also carrying a little bit more ERS than most, so he's reserving up in the Mercedes, as mentioned. He'll be looking to impress and really get some points on the board for the team there. So, yeah, he's looking quite strong at the moment. He's up a couple of spots, but I think Lamb, for me, is one that I've been keeping an eye on. I was saying in qualifying that he's performed really well in Division 1, and I'd argue he's probably performed better in Division 1 than he has Division 2. So he's looking to really, really stamp his authority there as a Div 2 driving up and be the one that brings some points home for the Williams team. But you are right, Division 1's just been tough to get the right drivers, and it's important for the league that we do get the right drivers rather than just trying to fill the grid, which is why we have our reserves that are from the other teams reserving up. It's because we know what quality of driver they are. They may not have the pace of some of the Division 1 guys, but they keep it clean and they respect the people that are in the race. So hopefully, if there's anyone listening in that needs a drive or thinks they're fast enough to jump in a Division 1 car, there's plenty of spots available, so reach out.
Yeah, I mean, my DMs are well and truly open. I've got 2 seats in Div 1, as 2 of my Div 2 drivers reserving up tonight, doing very well, as Niall and Steg go side by side there, and that Lamb looks like he's going to try and take advantage of that and go up the inside of the 2. I mean, this is crazy. And then
he's pushed through.
Chandler's as well, also trying to sneak up. And
oh
no,
there's contact there. Chandler's gets tapped wide.
No, yeah, he's missing the left plate, so that's unfortunate for Chandler's. Wow, Lamb in the lead.
Yeah, amazing work from Lamb there. Obviously a little bit of contact. Tried to go 3 wide at one point, I think. So I guess that's the risk of going 3 wide in a position like that you can potentially get some damage. So Chandler's boxes to fix that wing. Just noting as well, guys, that the EA has a bug that's well known on the entry to that pit lane. That you touch that white curb or the white line or the curb, and you can pick up a penalty or a warning. So you do need to be careful there. But he escapes at this time, I believe. So we've got Chandler's that's pitted. We've got Lexi that's pitted. Chandler's gone onto those hard tyres, so he's hoping to go to the end from here now. Otherwise, the rest of them are still on those 5-lap-old mediums, and G-Force is on his 5-lap-old hards. But Lamb loses 2 spots there as the 2 leaders of Niall and Alpha or Vodchak go back through.
Yeah.
We'll see if Lamb can push back through here.
Yeah, I think he just obviously lost DRS there. Probably a smart thing to try and stick behind these guys and let them battle it out. If I was Lamb. Yuki Bear sneaking up here too, looking really dangerous in the Mercedes. And obviously Div 2 friends all around him here, one in front, one behind, so he's well equipped with the guys around him to a possible podium here for one of these boys. So yeah, big points on offer here for both respective teams, and then obviously looking down a little further, Kalki one to watch too, mate, coming through the grid. He's a little bit off the guy ahead. He's just got past Ryder, and he's breaking out of that battle pack there and has now caught DRS of Watanabe. So these guys are starting to reel the gap in. There was a bit of a gap there before, about 2 seconds. That's closed. So that's going to be really interesting to watch now, because Kalki, we know how quick he can be. There's a lot of Div 2 drivers ahead of him, so he'll be starting to pick them off. And obviously the undercut's going to be massive here too, Plugger. We've seen it. We saw it in Div 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously last weekend. Tried to do it on you actually in our race, but it didn't work.
Yeah, you did. It was very tight. We got to the pit lane exit, and I think I absolutely burnt everything to get past you. But you are correct. I got undercut by a couple others as well. So that one lap makes a big difference. And the tyre advantage, I guess, when you're going onto the hards here, it's not that great. Like that one lap is not that important. So I reckon one of these leading pack drivers will be looking to certainly undercut and try and take control of the race. Just watching here, Jono or Ryder have tried to make a move on Kalki, and they've dropped back out of that DRS again. So Kalki will have to try all over again to claw that back in. 1.2 at the moment. Otherwise, the top 7, that nothing separates them.
Yeah, big note there too from Hansi. Jono definitely on a charge here. Ryder also up 5 spots. So doing well for both of those boys. They will be trying to keep in touch with these guys ahead. I don't think Kalki would be too happy about that. He was worked very hard to get into that DRS, so that's now have to do it all again. So it's just evidence there how quick it can go away. But everyone else, you can barely separate them. I mean, there's a couple of tenths here between the top 6. Top 7.
Yeah, it's such a DRS hungry or DRS powerful track, I should say. But the ERS, I guess, is what's interesting to note. You can sort of see where drivers are trying to keep up. So Lamb, for example, he was quite low on ERS there for a bit, whereas Yuki nearly has full. Shifty is down a little bit as well, and versus Keith has a fair bit too. So just different spots of the track, and often you'll find that they switch roles. One will try and burn and the other tries to keep it in none, just to keep their positions happy. As we see Jono at Ryder Bomb and G-Force Nick all go past Kalki there. So not sure if he's had a moment or if they've just got the run on him with the DRS.
Yeah, it looked like that. Definitely the likes of Jono Ryder did. G-Force and him actually had a little bit of contact. Not too much, just on the straight. We got yellow, so it looks like it's...
JDI Mr. Thunder has gone around there. I didn't see an incident, but he's still got his wing. But he's gone around and he's back moving again now. So this is where an undercut for someone like Kalki could play off, where he's struggled for a bit of pace, struggled to get through. Undercut, go onto those hards and try and jump them in the pit lane rather than on track. But we'll start to see some of these guys come into the pits, I'd say now, Dito.
Yeah, I think that's on their mind. JDI now pitting, as you said, to get on the hards, and that will help him massively. Obviously, he's a little bit far back now with that mistake, but a little bit of a reset now in the pits as Shifty and Yuki go toe-to-toe here. These guys obviously battling for position here. These all Div 2 drivers around him, so doing really well here. Keith, though, looking really dangerous on the back of him, just waiting for something, just like we saw earlier, just to sneak up the middle. All it takes is one mistake. You don't want to lose DRS here. The minute you do, it's a painful exercise to get back in. Kalki, like you said, would be best off pitting, so he doesn't have to try and...
Yeah, I'd say one of the Williams boys might want to do the same. Shifty here, 1.4 away from the pack. It could be wise to take it in this lap as he's out of DRS, and also split the two of them up, because we certainly don't want to see a double stack. But he's not going in, but Yuki is. So Mercedes in. And I believe the Aston behind him of Watanabe is as well. That means that, of course, Kalki has to continue around. Same prospect. He won't want a double stack there. And we've got Ryder Bomb in as well. So 3 pit stoppers, obviously putting the hard tyre on at lap 10.
Yeah, I think everyone now is going to react in front. The issue is obviously Williams can double stack here. They're very possible. They're going to have to spread this apart. Niall is safe. Steg's safe, obviously, with the one car tonight. Keith safe. they can pit all this lap and Jono as well.
Mm.
And have no
I'd say
issues.
Lamb will have to react to the front pack here. If they go in, he needs to go with them. So that'll be a shifty. We'll just have to wait and see. But they are 2 seconds apart now, so he's dropping off with that DRS. Without the DRS, sorry. So that'll be a little bit easier for him to make the call on whether he comes in or doesn't. But Keith goes past Shifty there. He's up into P4 in the kick. So he's up 6 positions now.
Yeah.
He's doing really well. Obviously, the pit stops haven't reflected exactly what's happened so far. Chandler's has caught the back of Rider Bomb. So that little bit of contact and wind change hasn't cost him too much time on track. But he is, of course, on the tyres that are 4 laps old versus these people going on to 1 or 2 lap old hards now.
There you go. So the top 3 haven't pitted.
Yeah, and that's the right call from Shifty to react to that then. So
yeah,
that's helped the Williams team there, Dito. I reckon you'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I was a bit stressed there for a sec, but these boys know what they're doing and they're on comms with each other, so I'll leave it to them. I'm sure they got the right idea there, but interesting to see where these guys come out because we've got a lot of guys behind them here. Shifty's going to lose a few positions here. Just so powerful of that undercut. Look how far that Yuki's gone up on him, as well as Watanabe. They've jumped about 1.5 seconds. We've got yellow. I think that's all just...
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the yellow was for there. Where it was Aiden and JDI, but they're all continuing through. Yeah, 100% though. Look at that undercut there. So Yuki, Watanabe, Ryder, and Keith kind of, I guess, but not really. So Keith and Shifty pitted together. And they've dropped back from that front pack. So 1.5, they'll have to try and work together here to catch up to the DRS. And it's going to be interesting to see here whether the likes of Yuki and Watanabe are going to get the jump on the front runners.
Yeah, I think these guys have to pit. I think they have to react soon. And there you go.
Alpha Gully's gone around, but the other two have not. And Lamb has had a moment going into the pit lane there. So he has lost a little bit of time, but he didn't get any damage.
It didn't know. It looked like both of them didn't know what they wanted to do there. With Steg staying out, that's interesting. That's huge.
Yeah, we've got our first penalty. Rider Bomb picks up a 3 seconds, so he's been really impressive so far, picking up 7 positions. But that 3 seconds going to hurt, especially if there's a late safety car and the field bunches up.
I think Yuki's going to jump the top 3 here.
Yeah, so Yuki, Watanabe all get past Niall, and Rider Bomb sits behind his teammate, although a little bit further away on my screen. So Yuki is the effective race leader now.
Yeah, that is just the perfect evidence of how powerful the undercut there is. Yuki's now our race leader. He was down in about P5, I think, before the pit stop, so that is massive. Steg still has to pit. Jono still has to pit.
And G-Force still has to pit as well.
Perfect, but...
Jono up 10 positions here. A few people in chat are talking about how he's on fire, and yeah, position change-wise, he's certainly showing how fast he can be. I'd assume we'll see a McLaren come into the pits. Yes, we do. So in he goes. Alpha Gully. He'll nail this pit entry, hopefully, and see where he pops out.
So we'll... and G-Force next to us to pit too, but he's on the hards. He'll be hoping for a late safety car. Watanabe
that's right.
In front of Yuki, so he's going to be a respective race leader. And these guys are going to have a mountain of work to do because I'm pretty sure Steg is going to actually drop behind. Wow, he's going to drop behind Keith. Almost. Oh no, a little bit further up, sorry. He's going to be in front of Shifty. I was way wrong.
Yeah, so he comes in behind Niall.
There's still a big
in front of
for the undercut, but these guys are way closer now. Whereas they had about a 3-4 second gap, comfortably just battling between the two of them. But this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and we're going to have mismatched tyres and mismatched races as well. So now he's going to have a bit of traffic as Niall looks to get past Watanabe. Yuki is in front here, and Niall and Watanabe go side by side as Watanabe is the one that comes out in front of that pack. So Yuki leads this away, other than, of course, G-Force Nick, who still has to pit, but he's on those hard tyres, as mentioned. Niall goes around the outside there, picks up the lead of the race. Watanabe falls back in. He nearly makes contact with Alpha Gully there. That was close. But all safe so far as Alpha nearly makes contact with the Mercedes of Yuki Bear. That was very close, Tito.
Yeah.
That would have really thrown a spanner in the works for a bit of damage on Alpha Gully. That would have been the opposite of what he'd want to do after that pit stop.
Well, I think he's really desperate to get past here because he does not want to let Niall get away with this race. This minute he gets out of DRS, he's in trouble. They're very evenly matched on pace here, so he really is trying to get past Yuki to limit the damage here. Niall struggling to break away. Yuki's going to stay in DRS, so he's going to fall victim now of what we've seen pretty much all race of the double DRS behind him. And he may lose a couple of positions here again. So it's not the end yet for Stegler. That was very close. I think he went really deep under the brakes and could have really been a bad outcome there. But we've seen everyone be really clean in this corner that they're on right now. Over the weekend we didn't see too much good driving through there, but these guys are really showing how it should be done.
Yeah, I'm just picking up or looking at the race director because Chandler's has pitted again and has gone on to the mediums. So I don't reckon they're going to make it to the end without a safety car. So I'm just checking if he replaced another front wing. So he's had 2 front wings now. So there must have been some contact, obviously, down the pack. And he's put himself back onto a medium tyre. So it's going to be tough for him without a safety car to get back into this race now.
Yeah.
And comments in chat as well around Jono, 100%. There's the undercut there. He was up at the top running there, really working hard with position changes and trying to increase his spot on the grid. And now he's fallen back to 9th with those pit stops. And Lamb has a 3 second. That's the other big thing that happened in that time. He's picked up a 3 second penalty to join Rider Bombers, people with 3 seconds.
Yeah, I reckon when we saw him have that moment in the pits, he definitely would have got a warning there. And I would say just, pushing, trying to stay in the front too there. It's not a penalty. It's going to hurt him in this race. If everyone being so close, we'll have to wait and see how this spaces out towards the end. And it looks like Steg's going to be our new race leader now. After, obviously, G-Force piece, but...
Yeah, G-Force is searching for a safety car here to help him out. Otherwise, the front pack are closing him in very quickly. Rider Bomb gets another 3 seconds, so that's 6 seconds of penalties for him. We've got an onboard for Jono. I didn't see a redemption of points come through there. Did you, Dito?
No, I didn't.
I tell you, SJ, spend those points, mate. Come on.
Oh, mate. I don't think he can actually spend points.
Oh, true. Actually, he can't bet, so we'll allow it.
Alright. Well, there you go, SJ. On board with Jono, trying to chase down Shifty. He'll be on the fresher tyres than the guys around him, so he's on a charge here. If the guys in front fight a little bit longer, he'll be up to getting that down. He's not too far off, 1.7. We know how quick he's been here. There you go, he's dropped down to 1.4. That was a rapid turn 1 there. Just with clean air. He's really reeling these guys in. But would not be surprised to see him somewhere battling for a podium by the end of this race. Obviously, been a late entry into this season, but has really made a mark. Unlucky with that undercut. He's almost in DRS already, brother.
Yeah, he's just lost out there in the braking zone, so I'm not too sure what happened, whether he was attacked from behind, he's tried to defend, but he's trying to save some ERS there. So he dropped out to 1.8, but back to 1.6 now. You can see the DRS working against him though. All that progress he's made in the prior lap is just out the door when that DRS double section comes in. So he needs to work with Lamb here and allow some swapping to get them back up to the front pack. Yuki, interestingly, has dropped to 1.2 off Niall there. So they're falling away from that front pack, which is going to cause some headaches for those 3 that are running together there, Yuki, Watanabe and Shifty. They're going to fall away here if they don't work together, which I'd suggest has already happened. I reckon they're in trouble.
Absolutely, and this is Jono's time to try and make up the gap here. No DRS for a couple more corners. He's almost in it, and he's absolutely burning everything. I know he's going to get it. No problems there. Almost left Lamb in the dust. Why he did that. So he is now on a charge. He's reached these guys, and he needs to get past them quickly if he wants to try and apply any pressure to the top two. But they are now going to be on an absolute charge now, away from these guys. A lot of D2 guys here will be battling out, and as we see here, Shifty, Watanabe and Yuki going absolutely side by side into a corner that you don't want to do that in.
Yeah, and Jono's right on the back of them now, so this little battle pack and the loss of DRS for Yuki's pulled him back. And Vodtech or Alpha, he's 2 seconds away from GeForce Nick here, so those new hards versus the old hards, he's reeling them in. I would suggest that GeForce won't be too far from boxing, but those mediums really, 10 laps is as far as you want to push them.
Yeah, they'd be burning. Jono's looking really, really keen to get through here. He almost went for a move down the inside, and Shifty's going around Watanabe into the final corner. You very rarely see that get pulled off successfully, and he pulled out of it before it was a end of race situation. GeForce is now pitted, so there you go. Everyone has done their pit stop.
Boltzaroo has redeemed an Askcom's Q&A. What do you got for us, Bolts? What's the question that you would like to be answered? You let us know in chat there, mate, and we'll come back to that. But yeah, GeForce Nick's pitted here, so he's fallen all the way down to the back of those non-double pit stoppers. And he's going to have some work to do on those fresh mediums to get back up the pack. But you know, the pace advantage there, he might make it. We'll see where he ends up.
When's the Q&A? When did he do that?
I just saw that he's got their redeemed Ask Comms Q&A, but there hasn't been a question from Bolts yet, so we'll wait and see what he has to ask. Jono and Yuki Bear going side by side there. So Jono is pushing up the pack here. Watanabe and Jono both up 8 positions. So some fantastic driving from them to get through the pack. Yeah, they're looking to take that 3rd place on the podium. I'd say that the fight for 1st and 2nd has run away, unless of course there's a safety car to come with Niall and Vodtech Stag just out the front there, controlling the pace here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't pick who's got 3rd. I mean, it could be all the way down the rider bomb at this point.
Bolts has come through and said, how much did Pep have to pay Hato to get Yuki into the Merc? Well, Pep's not in the comms box to tell you that, so you'll have to ask him. But
couple of mil.
I believe maybe a Zinger box was on offer. So there you go, the going rate.
Oh god, here we go, 3 wide almost again. Shifty, Yuki and Watanabe have been going toe this whole race now. These guys really pushing. And they're all podiums up for grabs, and that's big bragging rights for them. Obviously a podium in Div 1 is what they want. You see it?
Yeah.
Yuki get absolutely swamped by the 2 Williams there. It's almost a sandwich. Watanabe's broken away a little bit there. Managed to get away, and they make a little bit of contact. These guys are pushing.
Yeah, look, Yuki and Lamb there have made a bit of contact. And so Yuki's been pushed down behind the 2 Williams. The 2 Williams are through to P5 and P6. And the 2 Mercedes are following. Kauki and Yuki have swapped positions there. Keith's attacking Yuki as well, so he's sliding down as they make a bit of touch, make a bit of contact.
Rider's going to go for it too now, so that's just not what you want. That is not what he wanted. He just lost 2 positions there, unfortunately, but he will be able to get back. Obviously, the penalty. Unfortunate there. We'll jump a little bit up. Watanabe, not far off Jono, but Jono is...
He's pushed away, hasn't he?
I mean, oh God, I mean, we're going to start talking about, obviously, driver of the day, and I'm pretty sure we've already got one. We've got yellows down the back.
Retirement, Lexi is out on track. Can't get a visual there, but that is on track.
Very on
there is a kick sitting there. We've got a caution in Sector 3, but by the looks, there's no safety car, so I would suggest that there should be a look into that one.
Yes, I don't know why that wasn't a safety car, but
Other than a retirement on track, maybe, but we won't speculate. So, unfortunate there for Lexi to have ended the race in that way. But no safety car, no impact on the race. Jono, 5 seconds away from the... Oh, his game crashed. I'm with you. Okay. So Jono is 4.8 away from the front pack, but more importantly, 1.4 away from Shifty, who is the real competitor there for the P3 at the moment, who's just put a little gap on Watanabe as well. So Lamb's pushing to hopefully help his teammate there by providing some cover behind the fellow Williams, if he can get in front of the Aston Martin. Kauki, though, has made his way up as well. So he's bounced back, as you said he would be looking to do. He's bounced back into a really strong position there. And Lamb's got that 3-second overhanging as well. So if I was Shifty, I'd be telling Lamb, push, get in front, and throw the parachute out.
yeah. I will touch on this quickly. Obviously, we didn't really have the best introduction. I'm not sure if you guys would touched on it with the helmets.
Yeah, I haven't. I've got it written down here, but yeah, you would have noticed a few people, or most of the drivers here, wearing a yellow helmet of some description. A few with different colours and black on it for the recent passing of Eddie Jordan, which, you know, an F1 icon from back in the day. He joined the F1 scene in '91 with a team, Jordan Grand Prix, and ran that through to 2005. We've got contacts there, actually. Sorry to interrupt, but Rider Bomb is out of this session.
That's a safety car.
I'm not too sure what happened there, but that is a safety car.
The Merc of Yuki. That is a big incident there. He's hit the wall, lost the wheel. That is a safety car, and that is huge. There we go. The top two are pitted. Everyone's going to jump in. This is not good for Williams. Not good for Williams. One of them's going to have to pit. They both.
Yeah, Lamb's slowing down,
yeah,
which is allowed in this game.
They're going to be
There's
double
nothing.
stacked, so he's going to lose multiple positions here. But if he stayed out, it was worse. So everyone's going to pit. And what tyre are they going to go? Mediums.
Most would go a medium if they took a balanced approach today, I would suggest. But I know when I raced, I took a harder setup and had 2 sets of hards instead. So, yeah.
Wow. Drama. And there you go. We got prediction. So 40% people said yes. And whoever said yes is going to be a nice payday.
I didn't even see the prediction, but
either.
yeah.
Too late
there you
to
go.
vote now, unfortunately. I might quickly.
Yeah, can we vote yes, please? Yeah, so the field will bunch up. Chandler's has gone softs. He wouldn't have any mediums left. He's used 2 sets, so he's got to take the quickest tyre he can, and we'll see them bunch up. So in the meantime, everyone is pitted. Everyone is on fresh mediums, bar Chandler's, who is in P13 on the softs. But I'll finish off what I was saying. So, yeah, Jordan Grand Prix was run to 2005, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, but eventually that became the Force India team, the Racing Point team, which has then turned into Aston Martin. And in the recent days of his life, he was the manager for Adrian Newey. So he was a big part of that change from Red Bull to Aston Martin for Adrian Newey. And yeah, it's very sad to see him go, but unfortunately that's part of life, and we'll respect him as much as we can through Rush with the yellow helmets. So it's good to see everyone getting on board for that.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's obviously not much else we can do other than that. And you know, it was sad, but I feel like at the same time, he had a long battle with the prostate cancer, and I'm sure he was in a lot of pain. And sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Sometimes when that ends just due to the sheer battle he had. It was a pretty quiet battle. I'm pretty sure that was what it was, if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure which one, but he certainly
sure
had an aggressive cancer.
Yeah, and that's not fun for anyone that would know what cancer's like. So, but yeah, a crazy career, and definitely someone that will be forever remembered in the F1 community. Just what he did with his own team, and yeah, it just turned a lot of heads and forever remembered. I was watching a doco about him the other day about it. Just yeah, not good. and everyone here got yellow helmets on, and we will probably get safety car in this lap for what will be a pretty chaotic few laps of racing. I'm not sure here. I think Niall and Steg are the ones to watch for the win here, but Jono now is in a real grasp of the top two. He's done all the hard work. He's broken all the way through the field. He got knocked all the way back down again and got all the way back up, and now has a safety car, and you can see the top two ahead. So this is this is crazy timing for a safety car.
There's some losers from this too. I was just looking. The Mercs are down P11 and P12 now, so I'm not too sure whether they got held up in the pit lane after that, as in stuck in the pit lane and couldn't get out, maybe. But yeah, safety car in this lap. Will we see Jono and Watanabe, who are up 9 and 7 positions respectively, will we see them make a move here to try and get on the top 2 steps of the podiums? But Alpha Gully or Vodtech Steg will lead us away. And yeah, one of the harder safety car restarts this track. The safety car goes incredibly slow, and it limits you the whole way. So I'm sure in Division 1 that they will be aware of that. But yeah, throttle limitation is quite common. So hopefully everyone gives each other some space and we won't see any lost wings.
Yeah, we'll just touch on driver of the day. I'm going to chuck my name out as Jono. I think it'd be Jono Watanabe at this point.
I'm with you. I agree. I mean, I can't say that there's anyone else other than, of course, the 2 leaders. The leader's gone already, so we'll just watch the restart. But I'm with you, Jono Watanabe, for me, Dido.
Yeah, so there you go, SJ.
Is there anyone else in chat that wants to put a name forward? Please do. Otherwise, we'll see the battle unfold here.
Yeah, everyone away cleanly on that safety car restart, which is good to see. Steg on an absolute charge, almost 8 tenths over Niall on that already. And Jono applying some serious pressure on the Red Bull. So, got a lot of battery still. Steg's burnt a lot to try and break away here. He's even trying to break the slipstream. He's almost out of DRS. Obviously, no DRS this lap. But if he can't do it, he is going to have a lot less battery than the guys behind. So, interesting restart there. Plug everyone away well and truly cleanly, which is good to see.
Yeah, I was just looking back down the pack. It actually looks like Chandler's has lost his wing again. So I'm not too sure what I think anyway, unless I'm just seeing the Alpine wrong.
There you go, John. Oh, Aston Watanabe's. I think he's actually just made a mistake there, but he's hit the wall. He hasn't lost his wing, but he's fallen in between the Williams. And that's Jono actually jumped Niall 2 into P2, so he's trying to chase down P1 now. This is a massive drive from this driver.
Yeah, the Ferrari team will be over the moon here so far. As Vodtech Steg.
No, that's just a glitch.
Nah, just a glitch. Yeah, just a glitch. Position changes requested if possible, please, Dito, on the stream. But Jono is up 10 positions. Niall down 2. Yeah, Watanabe up 6 now. Keith up 3, so the weight reduction system working well for him. And JDI Mr. Thunder up 4. They're the big movers.
Yeah, Jono, I mean, to look over here, and he's looking like he might even apply some pressure for P1 here. He's in DRS of Steg. I mean, it'd be really
he managed to
turn
he managed to sneak in. He was out of DRS there for a little bit, but he managed to sneak in, and he's got that flap open.
Don't discount
looking
Niall.
To close in.
He is still hanging in there. He's got DRS, and you know how quick he is. And there's drama going down here. Lamb's under all sorts of pressure here from behind. That penalty is not going to help him. At this point, that would drop him down to pretty much 13th.
He's got 2 now, so he's 6 seconds. So he will be last at the moment, other than maybe Chandler's, who's got a 3 second as well. So, yeah, he will be I would assume he'll be trying to hold up the pack here and protect his teammate to allow Shifty to push away and secure a P4 for the Williams team, as Jono gets the fastest lap here on the medium tyre. So he's really showing his pace late in the race here.
Oh, this is a massive drive from him, and I think he might even go for a fast here. He's got relatively decent battery. He's got a lot more than Steg, that's for sure. And I think he's feeling the pressure here. Niall just waiting. He's going to have no DRS on this straight. Niall and Jono will. So will we see a double overtake here? I don't think so. Jono's so close. He decides not to, but there's also some pass to go. Oh my god, the Keefe just was off track there. He went through a pit ball, almost goes into the back of Lamb. And there's drama on lap 26 here. I don't know what happened there. Looked like he just got pushed off a little too wide and went mowing through the pit board, and then moves down the back to two Mercedes battling out for the P10 position. A tough race for them, I must admit, Plugger. I mean, they've been up and down. They've been at the top, they've been at the bottom, they've been in the middle. Just such an up and turn race. Oh my god, who's that? GeForce Nickel just went into the wall there, but he saved it. I don't know how he did. He's under all sorts of pressure now, and the Alpine makes contact. Aiden is rating on a stellar drive 2 today, I must admit, reserving up. Really avoided the race center there.
Yep, Jono's taken the lead here. He's up 11 spots now, so amazing drive here, and we'll see with 3 laps to go whether he can hold this position. He's got 2 very quick drivers on his tail, but anyone here from the P1 to 3 spot could be in any order for this podium.
Yeah, I couldn't pick it. Like, I would rather be behind at this point because he's going to fall victim of that no DRS again, but Jono leading for the first time of this race, and well deserved at this point. Watanabe getting the move done on Keith. No, sorry, on Lamb, but then Lamb fights back.
Yeah, Lamb's pushed past him here, so Lamb burned as much as he could down that straight to get in front. As we said, I reckon that's just to give his teammates some protection there, so smart play.
Jono under pressure now. Steg gets back in front. Niall looks like he wants to try and get through here too, so this is not over yet. These top 3 you could not pick of the order here. There's 3 different constructors in this top 3. It's awesome to see. And this has been a very close race, Plugger. I mean, these guys haven't been more than a tenth between each other. The top 2 especially. Pretty much the whole race.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic safety car restart for Jono, really. That's brought him back in. So the top 2, or the 2 drivers, sorry, out the front there in Alpha and Niall haven't changed much throughout this race. But Jono's been the beneficiary of that safety car to push him up there. And yeah, sitting in P2, lap 28. So I'm assuming he'll go past here on this straight, which he's looking to make that move. But he is in none, so he's trying to save some battery.
I don't think he wanted to get past there.
Yeah, it was a half-assed effort, I would say. He's saving that ERS to make sure that he's got as much as he can. But he's trying to fight now, which is interesting. I thought that he would let them go back past, but I see what, yep, makes more sense. He's letting one back through, so he takes P2.
Yeah, this is a smart play from Jono. It's all going to come down to this last lap. I mean, you got this top 3 here, and then you've obviously got P4 behind. There's a lot of positions there to be made up. There's a lot of guys. I don't know who to watch in this last lap. We'll ride on board with these guys for as long as we can. And I think Steg is under a bit of pressure here. I don't think he's felt this much pressure this season. This has been, big snap there. Starts the final lap, and I'll let you take it away, Plugger, for the final lap.
Yeah, we've got Logitech Steg being Alpha Gully, who's the championship leader at the moment, is leading. He's got full battery as he holds Jono and Niall up, trying to save, but they've all got full battery here. They're going nearly 3 wide. They're going into the big straight, but the McLaren still leads. He's going to burn as much as he can here. He's got the overtake open, but so does Jono. Niall is actually holding out. He's just got the hot lap on, so he'll be looking to make a move at the next straight, I would suggest. Jono goes through, so he's through. So now we've got Jono in P1 in the Ferrari. The McLaren Alpha holds P2. Jono has red fuel here as well, so I'm not too sure if that's a fuel shortage or if it's just because we're at the last lap. So hopefully he doesn't run out of fuel. As the McLaren goes around the outside, Niall is also looking to go around the outside. They make a little bit of contact and Niall goes wide, but he holds the position, so I'm not too sure there. He might have got an illegal overtake. But the McLaren at the moment is the one that's in control. Jono's going to try and hold on for P2. Oh, he runs wide there. He must have picked up a warning, but no 3-second penalty. So the McLaren here of Alpha Gully looks to have made the race his and will take P1 from Jono. And Niall takes P3. So I reckon there'll be a ticket there for the last lap, but that's some great racing to finish off.
Oh
Shifty
yeah,
Whizzer comes home in P4.
absolutely.
Lamb got P5 on track, but he's going to slide down the order with that penalty.
Yeah.
So Keith jumps to P5, Kalki to P6, and we'll get the rest in a minute.
Wow, what a there you go, your driver of the day, and I think he will be our driver of the day voted in as well. So close to a win there, Steg. Just too good on that last lap. Knew exactly what he had to do and did it perfectly. But Jono and Niall, what a race from those top three. That was all class there. Bit of a tangle up obviously in that last lap, but these guys are the top of the top division, fighting for the top spot. So they are very aggressive, as we know, and that was some great racing there. Obviously, also, I must say, hats off to all the Div 2 guys reserving up today. We've only had a few DNFs, and I don't think many of them were Div 2 drivers. So, yeah, good stuff this race, mate. And there's your grid order. Steg P1, Jono P2, Niall P3, Shifty Wizard P4, Keith P5, Kalki P6, Watanabe P7, Yuki P8, G-Force P9, Aiden is rating P10, JDI P11, XD Lamb dropping all the way down to P12 with that penalty. Chandler's P13, Ryder Bomb P14, and obviously Lexi P15. Oh wait, we've got a few DNFs, sorry. Ryder, Lexi, Clunky, all DNFing unfortunately from this race, but what a race, Plugger. I mean, I'll probably let you go. I think you had to duck off pretty quickly.
Yeah, I do. So I can't do the interviews, but you might have Thunderballs joining. We'll see what happens. But yeah, an amazing race there, all the way to the end. That top three little battle was a phenomenal drive, and yes, there may have been a little bit of contact, but all the drivers kept it as clean as they could, and yeah, some fantastic racing to be seen. Just wanted to note as well, we didn't really see it on stream because we were watching the top three, but Lamb did a fantastic job in keeping his teammate protected there. So Shifty came home in P4 as the Div 2 reserve up into Div 1, thanks to Lamb. So yeah, he must have had the elbows out. And the Mercedes, the Mercedes also we noted were P10 and 11. I think they ended up in P5 and 7. So good little comeback from them to get some points. But yeah, fantastic work. Thanks, Tito, for jumping in. Apologies, I can't stick around. Just that red flag delayed us a little bit longer than I needed. But thanks for having me in the comms box, and I'll talk to you a bit later on.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Thanks for sticking around and helping us out. That was a tough one there, but we all got it sorted in the end. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Alright, well, I have communicating, which is annoying. I'm sorry, guys, but we'll deal with it. We'll jump over. We got Jono P2. I'm not sure if we'll get Niall in, but we'll jump over to him and have a chat quickly anyway and start it off. Jono, you there, mate?
I am. Hello.
Mate, I mean, I personally just want to congratulate you. That was probably one of the best drives I've seen in a while. You got driver of the day too, by the way. I'm not sure if you know, but that was a hats off drive, mate. I mean, it looked like you topsy turvy at one point. You fought all the way through the field, and then obviously you had to pit. Lost a lot of positions due to the undercut. Dropped all the way down to, I think, P9, I think it was. And then obviously it looked pretty grim there at one point. The guys fighting ahead though really helped you. You chopped through all that, got in front of them, and then a safety car, and then fell into your lap a bit, and then all of a sudden you got the top two ahead of you. I mean, just talk us through a bit there, mate, and what your emotions were like. I think you would have felt at one point like your race was over at one point.
Yeah, so what happened with turn 1 is that Kalki had like an EA moment, and so I applied my brakes, the person behind didn't, and then they just got caught out by that. So then I think I managed to save this spin. Like, my car was facing towards the wall and I managed to save it somehow. That's just the EA game. So I was 15th and last from that because the other two DNF'd from it. My teammate, which was very unfortunate. Then I just kind of kept my composure, just made my way through the race really. Just I knew the undercut would be better for me, even if I lost those positions, just because I knew I had the pace on those people, so I could make it work. Um, Got into, what was it, P3, and then safety car happened, so I knew I was very happy with that. So chucked on the mediums because the softs were not going to last. Like in qualifying, the softs got about 8% at the end of your hot lap. Um, so chucked on the mediums and then just tried my best. But I'm honestly over the moon about the P2, especially what happened in the end.
Yeah, mate. I mean, that's huge points. Obviously, doing really well in the championship. Maybe came a little bit late to sort of apply any pressure for the top one at this point, but really bringing in some really good points for Ferrari, and I'm sure your TP would be absolutely over the moon with that drive. I mean, I don't think he couldn't be. But yeah, hats off from me, mate, and I don't really have anyone else to ask for you to have any questions from, but like I don't really have much more to say other than good job for me, and yeah, slow down a little bit for the Williams if you could, but that's about it.
No worries. Thank you so much for commentating tonight. I appreciate it.
No worries, bro. See you next week. Alright, we'll jump over to someone we've spoken to a fair bit of, to McLaren. And Steg, mate, I mean, I don't even know where to start. That was a hectic race. It looked like it was going to be between you and Niall for the whole point of that race. And then obviously in the last few laps there, it changed between you and Jono, and then it changed again between you and Niall again, mate. It was a topsy-turvy race, but just tell us a little bit about your emotions for the end there, and how you were dealing with it and how you came out on top, because at one point I did not think that you were able to do that. You didn't have enough battery, and somehow you pulled it out of the bag, mate. So just tell us a bit about how you got the race win.
Yeah, so hello, firstly, and yeah, I was expecting as well that it will be between me and Neil, but a safety car messed it up once again. Yeah, at that point I just tried to set the restart of the race like properly, so I can probably get in first few laps what I did manage to do, but yeah, Jono was really fast as usual, and he managed to slingshot himself through Neil to get the P2 and get back into the DRS, and then it was basically about like waiting for last lap, because everyone from us could have won this race from that point. Yeah, and all I was thinking about was like start saving DRS really early in the last lap, which I did manage to do. I like basically the whole sector 1 was on none from me, and then I needed just to stick on P2 because from P3 it would be almost impossible to get the win, which luckily I don't know what was the Neil URS level, but I had like around 40 heading like from the chicane, and luckily it was enough with the DRS to get Jono. Then I don't know, I haven't seen it, but like there was some contact between Jono and Neil in the fast left-hander, which helped me to like secure the P1 like in a safer way. So yeah, I'm happy for scoring like those points. Yep.
Yeah, mate. I was just about to touch on that. I spoke with Plugger during the race about it. Obviously being a topsy-turvy sort of Div 1 this season, and you've had it, I wouldn't say easy, but you've had a fair few races where you were able to secure the win without too much competition around you. I was gonna say in this race, it looked like it was probably one of the most closest races we've had all the season. Obviously, we had one a bit closer than this with the photo finish, but
Yeah.
I must say though, it just looked like you were under a little bit more pressure in this race than normal. I don't want to say that if you weren't, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but do you feel like the racing's heating up a little bit? Obviously, a lot of new names signing and getting signed, and a lot of TPs trying their heart out to try and get drivers into the seats, and obviously new names every race. Do you feel you're sort of like, I guess you could say, the Max Verstappen of our league at the moment? You know, you got a lot of new names coming in and throwing all sorts of challenges at you. How do you feel it's going? Sort of, do you feel like it's heating up a little bit?
Yeah. Like playing in every race, like yeah, I feel like at the start, I feel like all the time like comfortable. I feel confident. So that's not the problem that I wouldn't like confident in the last races, but it definitely eating up a little bit. I don't know, like people getting faster and I'm
Yeah.
getting slower.
No, I don't
Uh,
think that's the case, mate, at all.
but yeah, like it was last few races was a bit hectic, but yeah, today a race was like pretty safe, I would say. We got gap with Neil. It would be like one of us in the last lap, but yeah, there is like always some issues with safety cars or some contact model
Yeah.
being made. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I think it's good to see, and I think it'd be good for you as well to have a little bit more to fight for. And yeah, I love watching it, love commentating it, and yeah, hats off, mate. Obviously on another win, huge points again for McLaren. Obviously needed it tonight with just the one car. So yeah, I'm sure Marzi would be stoked with that as he usually is with you. And yeah, mate, go and enjoy it with the team, and I'll let you go. But hats off from me, and thanks for sticking out, obviously with the red flag and everything, and putting on a show for
yeah,
everyone.
yeah. Thanks, mate. Goodbye.
Goodbye, mate. Cheers. Alright, I will wrap it up. I don't have anyone else to do any interviews, and no come in with me at the moment to wrap this up. But I will touch on something quickly, just with everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. Obviously, you had 30 people watching the red flag video at one point, so I do apologise on behalf of me and Rush, just due to the EA, as you can see right now on stream, doing its thing, which is awesome, and we have to combat. We don't have long left on this crap game before we are into a new one, and we don't have to deal with this hopefully too much longer. It's a tough one to get the comms in, but we ended up with a great race, and I think probably one of the best races we've had all season I've seen, in my opinion. And we'll just keep doing what we can do with EA and Div 1 and the situations we are dealt. And I do appreciate everyone. Still 25 viewers in right now watching EA do its communicating with online servers dance. So I appreciate it, and hats off to the top three. Obviously, Steg with a massive result, P1, McLaren on top again. John, I think it was John P2. If I could be completely wrong there, in the Ferrari, and Niall in P3 in the Red Bull. So huge show from them, and everyone involved in this race. Just a great race. But wrap it up there, saying thank you to our sponsors. Obviously AOA 369, Speed Nation, Pagny, and everyone involved with Rush. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow with Div 2 and 4. I think I'm commentating one of those, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers, guys.